there's a horror movie starring the man that did all of Zac Efron's singing for him in High School Musical, you gotta check it out. Welcome back to Saturday Morning Nostalgia. I am your host, James Franco Sucks Dill. And today we are talking about 2009, The Shortcut.
It's supposed to be a challenge. That's why they call it a shortcut. If it was easy, it would just be the way.
A little fun fact about this movie before we get into it. You know the production company, Happy Madison. Little niche company, did films like Deuce Bigalow, Mel Gigolo, Little Nicky, Grandma's Boy. Well, they actually did a spin-off to this company called Scary Madison. Enter The Shortcut, their first attempt at a horror movie. This movie is written by Adam Sandler's brother, Scott Sandler himself. It's said that this movie, The Shortcut, was supposed to be the start to Adam Sandler's horror career as a producer, actor, etc. The movie just kind of became a big dud.
You blew it!
Let's talk about it. A family moves to a small town. It is a single mother and her two sons, Derek and Toby. Derek's kind of finding his groove at school. He's got a couple friends. Mark, played by Dave Franco, and Lisa, played by Shannon Woodward. He's not really an outcast, but he just hasn't really found his way. He quit the rowboat team, and he's a year away from graduating, and he's really devastated that he had to move to this town after his father's passing. In this town, there is a lore known as The Shortcut, where a deranged old man lives, and apparently he kills dogs and potentially people too. The movie starts out in 1945 when a couple are walking through the woods during prom, I'm assuming, or some sort of dance, and they get a little bit promiscuous, and a tale as old as time, the guy tries to get a little bit too much upskirt action, and the girl's like, please don't. So, he's like, whatever, girl, I'm done with you, and dips, and he leaves her behind, and that is the last time they are ever seen. So then it is present day, and this small, sleepy town is shrouded in the mystery of the shortcut and the story of the Hartley family, who are essentially the town's founding fathers, moguls. The elementary school is named after them. They pretty much created this town, and as the movie unravels, you get more of a dark history of the Hartleys. One day, Toby, the little brother, is getting out of school, and essentially some friends are like, oh, if you think you're so tough, you should go down the shortcut yourself. And he's like, bet, say less, I got you. Bro goes down the shortcut where he finds a dead dog and sees the notorious old man that the town is haunted by, essentially. And he runs and tells his brother Derek, and from then on out, Derek has a penetrating interest in this mystery with help of a football player at school who thinks that this old man who lives in the woods killed his dog. The teenagers kind of band together and go trying to solve the Great Wood mystery of, is this really a lore? Is he a madman killer? Or is everyone just kind of making shit up? This movie was a critical and commercial failure, which I don't understand because it really wasn't that bad. Maybe it's the fact that Adam Sandler's name was attached to it is why it was such a dud. The biggest problem was this movie was originally written as an R-rated film, but the film's distributor wouldn't compromise and was only willing to release a family-friendly rated PG-13 horror movie, so that kind of nipped all the momentum in the bud. This was really common at the time, especially 2009. A lot of R-rated movies were being transitioned to the PG-13 market because at the time horror kind of had this big setback of being too graphic, and it's kind of an outlash from parents and a lot of people during this time that horror movies should kind of stop, especially because around that time, early 2000s, from House of a Thousand Corpses, Hostel, etc., that whole torture porn vibe, gritty, intense horror was really flooding the mainstream, that this was kind of distributors' way of fighting back and being like, we gotta nip it in the bud, because horror really was hitting its peak in the early 2000s. But this strategy just didn't help The Shortcut. So the first inkling that we get that they're going to investigate this old man is Derek and his friend Taylor go on the shortcut to investigate the old man, and they go to the farm and narrowly escape him, and he's very threatening and demanding. He says, next time you guys come here, I'm going to put you down like some dogs. Throughout the movie, you build chemistry with the friends, from Derek to Lisa to Mark to Derek's crush, Christy, and you kind of spend some time building a relationship between him and Christy and the lore of the town. Even the grandmother makes a note of saying, you don't want to disturb that old man, leave him be. She kind of tells him there's speculation that he killed a bunch of people, but he's just a harmless old man, leave him alone. But Derek just can't seem to let that go. Derek's little brother Toby is kind of creepy, he's very off-putting, keeps to himself, and Derek's very protective of him. He's like, yo, don't go down that trail anymore. The first time Toby comes home going down that trail and he's covered in dog's blood, Derek's like, yo, did you kill that dog? So obviously there's something off-putting about Toby. but we chalk it up to him just being overprotective. Like, their dad died. They're moving to a new town. He was obviously the weird little kid, and Derek was the protective big brother, so there's that family dynamic. Derek works at this ice cream burger parlor shop, and one night he's working there. The old man comes, and he threateningly orders a hot dog. He's like, give me a dog. Oh shit, we're investigating dogs. Does he know? And then obviously the old man's playing him like a flute, and he's like, a hot dog. And finally Derek takes that as a big fuck you, and he's like, no, we are going to this farm, and we are finding out if he's killing dogs and people, dude. We gotta figure it out. Because that's what teenagers do. They don't go to the skate park, they don't go to the movies, they go and investigate potential maniac killers. So Derek, Lisa, Mark, Taylor, and Christy all band together, and they're like, we're solving this case, dude. Call us Scooby-Doo minus a dog, because there are no dogs, because this old dude's killing dogs. They find out that the old man likes to go to the the RV park. The place for old people, the VR, the fucking veterans place. And Christy and Derek go there while the rest go to the house to investigate. And as they get to the house, they realize he is weird. He was homeschooled. He was potentially a very deranged kid, like history claimed him to be. And as they go down into the basement, they find a man chained up. And within their hearts to be saviors, they save this old man. Throughout the movie, there are a bunch of snippets, flashbacks showing the momentum building to Benjamin Hartley, the kid, and his family. And yes, obviously, it is apparent that he is a killer. He is deranged. He does do disturbing things. He even gets kicked out of school. And the principal of the school is like, dude, your son's deranged. Don't at me. Like, it sucks. So back in present day, they're investigating, and they find this old man. They set him free. Essentially, they hit you with a plot twist where it's like, oh shit, the old man that was creeping around coming into town, threatening them. He was the older brother all along. He wasn't really Benjamin, the one that was killing him. He was trying to protect his brother. And then, there's that last 20 minutes of slasher-esque vibes where the kids get killed. One scene, Dave Franco gets hit in the hand, and I swear to goodness, his hand looks like the hand straight out of Scary Movie 2. And, it starts to pick up until they get to the final moments of the movie. The old man can't take it anymore, so instead of killing the rest of the kids, he turns the gun on his brother and then on himself. Boom. Then you think Derek and Lisa, the two survivors, are going to get away scot-free, and then it hits you with one last final plot twist. Sometimes movies get ruined, and I feel like if Adam Sandler's career in horror did get ruined because of one specific thing, it's this bullshit double twist ending. And let me tell you it really pissed me off. So they're going to leave the woods, Lisa and Derek, and she leans up against a tree, and all of a sudden she starts bleeding from her mouth. And then he's like, Lisa, you good? She falls, and right behind her is his kid brother, Toby. And he's like, sorry, I couldn't help myself, brother. And then Derek's like, this is why we had to move out of the last town. This is why we had to get rid of Dad. And that turns out his relationship with his little brother is a mirroring image of this history of the Hartleys and those two brothers. And I just thought that was corny. Like, it's not even a shock value. It's just stupid. It was just a bad ending. All in all, it was a decent movie. I had a good time watching it. It was suspenseful. It was kind of creepy, I guess. It was fun. All right, y'all. That was a review. Subscribe. Hit that little ding-a-ling button harassing you, telling you, hey, it's me. I'm here. And I'm going to say it one time for the one time and two time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror. And, Adam Sandler should star in a horror movie. That'd be kind of gas.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Trying to get French fries.
Of course.